I seriously could not be in more of a happy place right now. But yeah, I was not okay. Not okay. Not okay.
We are at the beach, as you can tell.
Oh, the back literally said. So excited that it is finally summer. Got me. I'm not gonna start crying again though. Nope. So the first book I'm going to be starting with is probably one of the most summery beach read kind of books by one of the most beloved authors in the reading world, which is none other than Happy Place by Emily Henry. Besides her new release, this is the only Emily Henry book I have not read, but between all of my friends and just the amount of high reviews I've seen on this book, something tells me I'll be rating this pretty high. First up, I already love how floppy it is. That's an A+ in my book. But honestly, I don't really know too much about this book, so I'm just gonna read the back quick. Harry and Wynne have been a perfect couple since they met in college. They go together like salt and pepper, honey and tea, lobsters, and rolls. Except now, for reasons they're still not discussing, they don't. They broke up 5 months ago and haven't told their best friends, which is how they find themselves sharing a bedroom in Maine cottage, not college. That has been their friends' group yearly getaway for the last decade. Only this year, they're lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other. Oh, it smells really weird. Anyways, this sounds amazing and it is absolutely beautiful outside. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to change into a bathing suit and just lay out in the sun and read for a little bit because I seriously don't think there's a better way to start off summer. Alrighty, so it is now a little bit later. I changed the hairstyle and also changed my camera battery out. Get away from me. But we are making progress in my book. I'm now stopped at page 100, which I'm about maybe a third of the way, maybe closer to a fourth actually. I seriously could not be in more of a happy place right now. The UV is a solid 8. It says it feels like 74, but it feels like 80 to me and I'm sweating my butt off, but in the best way. And let me tell you, I am eating up this book. I cannot even begin to describe. Like I mentioned earlier, I've read every book except for her new release and Happy Place. And when I scroll all the way down on Goodreads on my TBR that I have on there, the first book on that list is Happy Place. And I believe that I put this book on that list in 2022. It is 2025 and I have not picked this up. What is wrong with me? Now, obviously I haven't finished the book, so I don't know what my thoughts will be continuing. But so far, this book is by far my favorite Emily Henry book that I've read. This is just giving me the summer vibes that I need. I love the friendship. Can I be a part of this friend group, please? So far we are on day 2 of this trip and we've gotten a few little flashbacks, little sneak peeks of them starting their relationship and also with how messy it is currently. At this point, they have decided to not tell their friends until after the week is over that they have broken up, which something tells me that's not entirely gonna work out. But I've been going back and forth from reading the physical book and also listening to the audiobook. Like I said, I'm just living for the sunshine. I'm so happy. After, what, 6-7 months of cold weather and snow and yuck, I needed this. So excited that it is finally summer. But it is currently 2:30 and I've been sitting out here for 2-3 hours maybe, and I can honestly see myself finishing or getting really far into this book today because I have nothing but time on my hands today. And also when it's a good book, I just want to sit down and binge it because that's just how I read. So I'm going to continue reading and I will update you guys in a little bit. Have I mentioned I love this book? Not sure if you guys can tell, but it is now the next day. My plan was to do a few more follow-up clips and, you know, give my reaction to the ending. This was one of those books that I really wanted to savor and try not to read in an entire day, but obviously that did not happen. I have finished Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is by far my favorite Emily Henry book yet. I feel like all of her other ones were just kind of meh to me, at least that I've read so far. But yeah, I was not okay. It was just such a bittersweet ending, and just seeing the friend group and them realizing that change is inevitable and they're all going to go through different things, like not everything can stay the exact same. There's a few quotes that just, got me. I'm not gonna start crying again though. Nope, not me. Everything is changing. It has to. You can't stop time. All you can do is point yourself in the direction and hope that the wind will let you get there. But the point stands, change happens. Okay. And here's the thing. When I was listening to the audiobook for part of it, because I could no longer read through my eyeballs, there were so many lines that I wanted to underline, but I just simply cannot underline, like, the entire book. Like, literally page 312. The entire page. Literally the entire page. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Things change, but we stretch and grow and make room for one another. Our love is a place we can always come back to, and it will be waiting the same as it ever was. You belong here. I'm fine. It's fine. See, I have tears in my eyes. For why? Even though I'm pretty certain I already know my rating to this book, I'm gonna save all of my final ratings to the end. Oh my gosh. There's one more thing that I do need to mention about this book. I feel like so many times with like a now and then kind of plot line, the reason for them breaking up is so stupid. There's like miscommunication, there's always some like cheating with a sibling trope. It's always so, it just ruins the book 99% of the time. But finally, thank you, Miss Emily Henry, for giving me a reason that actually makes sense, that is so realistic, that would actually happen in real life. And it made the longing for the main two characters just that much better. This one's gonna take me a hot minute to get over. Not sure how I'm just supposed to live life and not think about this 24/7, but we're gonna give it a go and eventually try and pick up our next summer read. Not okay. Not okay. It is time to choose out our second summary read of this video, and I've chosen While We're Young by K.L. Walther. From this author, previously I have read The Summer of Broken Rules and What Happens After Midnight. I can't remember the title of her other book. I tried reading it, but I really just could not get into it. So I'm very curious to see what I'm going to think about this one. I did get the Sprayed Edges version, which I kind of like, but I don't know. You know, but I did actually start this book the other day and I got pretty far into it. I'm now on page 91. If I had to describe to you what this book reminded me of in one sentence, it would be a knockoff of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I love that movie. I grew up watching it. I watched it a million times, and this is giving the exact same vibes of it. Like, the back of the book literally says, love moves pretty fast while we're young. Life moves pretty fast. It's a little spin-off. And basically we get the point of views of four characters, but we're mainly following the three of them, which I think that's kind of fun to get all of their different point of views. I haven't read a book in a long time that had multiple point of views. Oh, the back literally says, inspired by the cult classic film Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That makes perfect sense. But our main character, Grace, basically inspires some of her friends to skip the day at school and have just the perfect day in the city before they graduate. And yeah, so far it's just a really cute YA read. There is some messy love triangles, which I'm very curious to see how we're going to resolve those. On the bottom of the back of the book, it says, in an epic day that includes racing up to the famous Rocky Steps, taste testing Philly's finest cheesesteaks, and even crashing a wedding, their secrets are bound to collide, but can their hearts withstand the wreckage? I have a feeling they may have a little bit of a falling out, but yeah, it's just really cute. It's giving me all the high school senior skip day vibes. And yeah, let's continue reading.
Alrighty, y'all. We are at the beach, as you can tell. But I did bring my book and I did read a little bit. I am now on page 114. We haven't gotten too much further. Oh, someone else is here. But they're kind of just going to a bunch of different places in Boston and just, you know, having fun, reminiscing on memories, that sort of thing. But today is also very special because I just hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. So we came to the beach to celebrate. It was a very nice day to just read and celebrate and relax a little bit. But I'll give a better update when I'm a little further in and when it's less windy.
Hello, editing me here. Somehow I managed to completely lose the clip that I was talking about my thoughts throughout this book. I specifically remember recording it, but I genuinely have no idea where it is. So I'm gonna do a little pop-in right now. As you saw, I started One Golden Summer by Carley Fortune, and now I was very, very hesitant to pick up this book because I did read her, not her last book, but all three of her backlist books, and the first book she ever wrote was Every Summer After. That book follows Sam and Percy, and in that book we are introduced to Sam's older brother, who is Charlie, who happens to be who this book is about. And now Charlie in Every Summer After, I personally did not like, as well as many other people. But while I was reading this book, it kind of felt like I was being introduced to a whole new character. Yes, it is many, many years in the future that this book is taking place in, but it felt like I was reading about two different people, if that makes sense. And it had all of kind of like the little reminiscent vibes of looking back on your childhood and like realizing that you're getting older but you can still have fun and that sort of thing. But yeah, sorry, I have no idea where that clip went, but here's my final thoughts.
Alrighty, y'all. I just finished the last book of this video, One Golden Summer. The setting of this one is absolutely perfect for summer. I don't think it gets any more summery than this. This and Happy Place are probably two of the most summery books that I've ever read. I loved it so much. As for the characters, I think I was saying earlier how I was very unsure about Charlie because of how I felt about him in Every Summer After. I did not enjoy his character in that book, but I felt like I was reading about a different person in this one, which I don't know how to feel about that either. But this one does take place several years in the future from that one. And we also do get a little cameo appearance from both Sam and Percy, which that was a little bit fun. I do enjoy when books kind of have little cameos from previous books. There was a few lines in this one that are kind of a little cringy. Like, I can deal with cheesy books to a point, but there's a difference between cheesy and cringy, and this one kind of borderlined on the more cringy side in some instances. But Alice being a photographer, I really enjoyed that, and I love the whole film aspect and her trying to figure out what she wanted to do and what style she liked, because I do very much relate to that. I think I'm settling on a 4.25 stars. It was definitely not a 5-star read, but at the same time, I wasn't really anticipating giving it a very high rating, so it surprised me a little bit. If you're looking for a book that has immaculate summer vibes, this is your read. Also, she never fails with the covers. It's so pretty. I love it. One last thing I have about this one is Nan is so funny. There was actually so many lines that, not so many, but there was a few lines that I actually underlined from her and the other characters that made me giggle, and now I won't be able to find a single one. Well, this one isn't from Nan, but on page 38 it says, "I'm not sure when I start crying, only that I'm overwhelmed with how big the galaxy is and how insignificant I am." Yep. Felt that. Nan standing at the bookshelf, holding a glass jar of matchbooks. What's that? Her smile is sad. Memories. It was cute. It was a lot of fun. I loved it. So, a quick little recap. I started off with Happy Place by Emily Henry and gave it 5 stars. It was the perfect way to start off summer. I'm obsessed. I love it. And then next I read While We're Young, which I know wasn't a summary book. I thought that it was, but it is not. And I gave it 3.5 stars. It was cute. It was a fun little YA read. And lastly, One Golden Summer, which was a 4.25 star for me. Overall, we had some pretty good reads. But I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little summer reading vlog. If you did, and if you want to see more fun reading content and also more fun summary content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.